as this is a stream, um, I wanted to make sure that everything is working correctly, just so that no issues show up. The audio sounds like it's coming through alright. Hopefully it is. Let me get the game capture up and working properly. Okay. Alright. So, we'll be talking about a few things for it, and then a few things that needs to change inside Sea of Thieves. It looks to be my game is having a bit of a stroke, apparently. Love it. But, me, myself, I have played this game for, let me check, 306 hours now. All no. And you can tell by no means am I new to this game. Like, I don't get this shit by being new to the game. Let's just say that. Some of the shit is paid, yes. Well, this ain't exactly paid, but neither is this. Well, I don't know if you would count buying for console. It's not even my console, so I didn't spend shit to get it. But either way, like this, oh, this and this. I don't get for buying them. I have to actually go ahead and play the game. Sure, I run cosmetics that are paid because I like them the most, not gonna lie. And we are here to argue. Well, maybe not argue about it, but talk about PvE servers, and well, not the usual kind you would see. Because I have a special definition of mine that I want to get across. Primarily because I like to have the choice. The choice of opting out of PvP should be there. But my mode will also not only allow you to opt out, but it will also allow you to practice the PvP against friends. Which would be fucking awesome, because currently, there's no way to practice that shit. But I will say, there's currently no way to, there's no way to practice, and for certain people who just don't want to deal with the headache of PvP, especially not this highly special PvP that is in this game. Especially the fact that they can't balance it properly. By balance, I'll get to this point later, but balance, I don't mean the difference between this gun and this gun. There's no upgrades, that's not what I'm talking about. Because sure, that is one type of balance, yes. But that's not the balance kind I'm talking about. But I'll get to that point later. The point that I want to get across is there are quite a bit of issues that surround this PvP that makes it quite niche. Like it takes a certain person to get into it, which I'm not gonna judge that. Fighting games exist. They take a certain amount of person as well. The thing is, even fighting games can allow you to opt out. They allow you to play against friends. They allow you to play against AI. If I were to just sail around here, I could possibly eventually run into somebody who just decides to be an asshole and sinks me for no other reason than existing. And sure, that comes along with the mode I'm in. Yes. The thing is, I'm asking for a separate mode that don't do that. The mode that I'm wanting added could be a friends only session, as I like to call it, more than a PvE session. The reason why I want this is because, first of all, if I've had a bad day and I just want a calm day to sail in the open ocean, fuck up some skeletons, earn some gold, earn some rep, just have a calm day and chill day on the ocean, right? I can do that. The thing is, I can't do that when it comes to this current mode. And nor can I practice for this mode either. I'd be all up for keeping this mode. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying delete this mode. I am not, by no means. It shouldn't even replace or be as big of an icon on the main menu as this mode. It should be a small icon down in the bottom corner. That's all I'm saying. But I'm asking for the opportunity to go into friends only session. It should be like a foot that you can switch. And not its own mode in of itself. It should not be as big as this mode. Because obviously this is its main mode. Obviously. But there is a few issues with this mode that can't be worked out by simply playing it. Let's say I have a normal 8 to 6 job, right? Or 9 to 5 or whatever. I can't put in the same amount of time that streamers or people who don't work put into this game. Most players aren't of the people who have a lot of work and a lot of shit they need to do. And me, myself, I have several of the games I want to play. I don't enjoy playing the same game over and over and over, especially if I find the main game frustrating. If I don't find it frustrating, then I can play it for quite a bit. But if I get frustrated, I'm gonna quit. And you can't judge me for that. But the thing is, as well, what annoys me with this game isn't PvE. I'm actually fairly enjoying that, to be honest. It's PvP and the ridiculous expectations that you have the same skill that somebody who's played the game since launch has. Like, this new PvP mode has been out for several months now. Wanna know what level I am? 1 and 11. Because it frustrates me, so I quit. If I didn't get frustrated because of it being fun, I wouldn't have quit. Like, let me check my COD Modern Warfare 2, how many hours I've got on that. How many hours I've got on that. Sorry for that hiccup, by the way. I have, in like the first few weeks-ish of release, that I got anyway, I have 83 hours. I enjoy my fair share of multiplayer PvP games. It's just that the balance in this game, I'm gonna get back to that point now, isn't balanced in a meta way, as I like to call it. This kind of meta. And what I mean by that is like fourth wall shit, like IRL shit, like physical skill. They can't balance that with others. If I hit this right now, change of action, hit this and go, I will most likely meet somebody better than me because of the fact that its current SBMM is based on win/loss ratio. So if you get lucky and you meet several in a row who just scuttle as soon as you fire on them, good luck finding the next one, because they're probably going to be a PvP sweat that hasn't touched grass in years. And where's the fun in that? And for a PvE player who just wants to level it up to 100, or eventually 1,000, just slowly, it's no fun for them. And you don't earn anything by scuttling, so you can't just enter scuttle and then immediately get away, because you don't earn any experience for that. And I highly doubt you can use the red circle either. And even then, it would still not be fast enough, because hey, guess what? You have a fucking sync cutscene, which is cool at the start, but after like 5 matches of losses, it becomes tedious and annoying. And just straight up all of the time in the way instead of actually worth anything. And like, I'm all for offering skill in a video game, but the thing is, you have to balance the skill between players. Let's take this into a game like CSGO, which has a lot of PvP in it, and it's a very specific competitive PvP as well. Like, every gun is balanced on, and we're not gonna count them again. Fuck the laser pointer. But every gun is pretty much as, like, if somebody buys an AK and then somebody else buys an AK that has the most rare skin or whatever, they're nothing different from each other. It's just a skin. That's it. Which is exactly the same thing as, well, Sea of Thieves. If somebody uses this pistol, it's no different from this pistol. Sure, there's some cosmetics, like the fact that this one has got an iron sight, right? But let's say this one, right, that doesn't have one. It's no different from, let's say, this one. It's all preference. There you go. And, like, one of them don't deal more damage or whatever. Which is perfectly fine. That's game balance, specifically. But the thing is, in order to make the entire PvP mode balanced, there's several types of balance that need to go into that. You need to balance the skill levels of people. You need to balance just about everything. You can't boil it down to, oh, these people win a lot, so they should now meet harder players. Because who knows the circumstances of those wins? Oh, Northern Lights. Nice. Like I used for an example earlier, the several wins, surrenders, they shouldn't up the amount of difficulty you're playing against, but they do, because they count it as wins. So it doesn't matter how good you actually are. If you are lucky like that, you're bound to just meet two hard players for you to fight. And that then ruins the entire mode, as you don't stand a chance. In a game like COD, I can luckily kill them every now and then, which is fine, and that's just pure luck. Like, maybe I caught them off guard, whatever, and I get the opportunity to come back. Let's say somebody plays a very specific way, you get the opportunity to counter that by using your brain. This game don't allow you to do that, because if you sync before let's say a particular crew is gets a hard on, the hardest of hard-ons for boarding, but you don't know that when you first start fighting them. That's fine. But then when you learn that by them boarding you and then fucking spawn camping you to fucking oblivion, and you can't do shit about it, there's nothing you can do to do a comeback. Because by the time you load in and look around and get situated, you're gonna have a fucking shotgun up the arse. Where's the fun in that? I'm like, sure, that is technically skill. But then again, I should also not be meeting them. Because I'm not that good. Because I don't like to PvP. Especially not in this game. And that might be because I don't have as much experience as others, or whatever. But the thing is, I don't like to learn by trial by fire. I don't like that kind of learning. I like to learn by slowly getting better. Not bashing my head against the wall, praying to God that I eventually get good enough to beat the dude. That's not what I'm playing. Like in CS:GO competitive mode, I'll use the example as that and how balanced that one is. It does go also on wins and shit a lot as well, but I'm pretty sure it also takes into factor kills and shit like that, which Sea of Thieves can't do, which is fine. But then that means that Sea of Thieves PvP in the base game is not and will never be meta balanced. So then offering a way to opt out for newer players and returning players and just players in general is a very great way to keep motivation to play the game up. As this game is very unique, very fun, very entertaining, just genuinely good. The thing is, the issue when you try to force people into PvP. Some people may like that, and I'm not saying that you should not like that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is don't force people who don't want that into it. That's what I'm saying. It's all of what I'm saying. The mode that I'm offering to be added is a friends-only session where friends can either join on your ship or on somebody else's, or on their own ship or somebody else's ship or whatever. So you can create 2 teams if you want, if you have enough friends. Which, that is a big issue, sure. But the thing is, like, you don't need friends per se either. Like, hell, I can look at the Xbox game tab thingy thing and find a lot of people asking for people to play with. You can pretty much do the same shit using that. And you'd have a lot of groups being like, helping teach PvP or whatever the fuck. You get a very positive community that helps newer players get accustomed to the PvP, for example. Now, sure, you will also be able to earn gold and shit through just normal PvE actions without a threat, but the thing is, if someone chooses to grind their ass off for several months, and yes, it is going to take several months because there's a lot of fucking cosmetics in this game. But yeah, if somebody chooses to do so, that is their fault, not anyone else's fault. And sure, this may dampen the rarity of some cosmetics, but then again, they're cosmetics. They're only cosmetics. It's not the end of the world if that happens. And like, I've heard some absolutely atrocious excuses for PvP being forced into PvEers' lives, especially hardcore PvPers who don't, like, straight up do not enjoy PvP at all. And they use the excuse of balance. I'm gonna say, what balance? You're playing a PvE game. Well, not only PvE game, but still. What I mean by it is you're playing the PvE part of the game. And if you enjoy the PvP part, I'm not fucking saying don't enjoy it, or it's bad, or whatever. I'm saying some people don't enjoy it. And forcing them to play it is just... yeah, it's like forcing somebody who loves to play Farming Simulator to play Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It's not going to be fun for them. And the mode that I'm wanting added is purely a mode for people who want a true sandbox experience from this game, as it definitely has the framework for a good not PvE game, sandbox game. It definitely has got a good one. And like, if there was a way to opt out, I would highly recommend it to anyone. Whether you like PvP games or just, yeah, or just want a new game to play. Or if you're a heavy PvP or whatever, then I would actually recommend it. But the lack of practice modes, the lack of helping newer players and different types of players in general is what's holding the game back for the most part in my mind. There are sure some other issues as well. I hear people complaining about hit reg and shit, though I haven't had personal experience with it. But I see the complaints, and sure, that's a valid argument, but then again, if you don't enjoy PvP in the first place, you're not going to enjoy it by forcing yourself to play against people who've played the game way much more than you. That's not going to be fun. Purely not going to be fun. And most of the time played does not equal skill either. It just means that you've played the game a lot. Like, I have probably over 700 hours on CSGO. Yeah, I never made out a silver one, the lowest rank in the game. Like, I've probably come a long way since then, and I'm probably just bad at CSGO specifically, but I can't be arsed to get in it either anymore. I don't have friends to play it, and don't particularly find fun in that specific type of game yet anymore, unfortunately. But that don't mean that I don't like any PvP game, or PvP in general. Like hell, I played a fighting game a bit ago, and I've played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, I've played Cold War, Modern Warfare 2019, and yeah, quite a bit more. You can actually see some of those clips on my channel. So, yeah. But check out those if you want to see how my gameplay there is. If you want to do that. It's fully up to you though. In my opinion, I'm fucking shit at the game. But hey, I'm not new to PvP games, and yeah. The only thing is, this game doesn't balance it like any other game. Yeah, fuck that. Nope, bye. Can't be arsed to deal with ghosts right now. But, yeah. For people who don't particularly enjoy PvP, especially in this game, due to the way that the state of it is right now, especially for somebody just getting into it, and needs a lot of practice to even find fun in it. Where the fuck did I park? Oh, right there. And there was nothing on this island either, so that's fucking entertaining. And yes, I am improvising. I don't have a script or anything. So for someone who just enjoys PvE, this game would be good if they actually allowed you to do so. And the fact that there's so many people in the community who will literally talk so much shit and use the worst possible excuses to justify PvP's experience. Fuck. PvP's existence in most PvEers' lives is straight up stupid. Like, there's been so many times I wondered the fuck is up. Cause I feel like nobody's using common sense. If you currently enjoy the current mode in the game, cool, there are people like you who will stay in that mode and won't particularly go over to a PvE mode or a friends only session to do PvE. They may go over to 1v1 their friends or whatever, but that's only one session. After that, they're gonna jump on with their friends and go into the normal server again. Like, if you think the PvE is so good, you should not be threatened by this game getting a PvE mode. You really shouldn't be threatened by that. So either the PvP mode is just utter garbage and just not balanced properly, and just genuinely unfun for like 50% of the community, or everything will go on just like normal after an introduction of that. Maybe even a lot better shit will be happening. Maybe you'll not get so many toxic people after you sink them, because maybe they've just had incredible shit day and they're now forced to fight you because they don't have an option to opt out. Let's say you have a shit day at work, right? And you work a general fucking office job of 9 to 5 or whatever. You come home from the shitty day at work. You get down to play the only game that you enjoy the PvE of, to calm down and play, to have fun. Some jackass and his fucking dick-sucking friends just jump on just to destroy other people's time. That is pretty much this game's PvP, especially when you take in the fact that many other people don't want to partake. And no amount of showing off the PvP part of the game is gonna adjust this, because of the fact that a part of the community don't enjoy a part of the game. It doesn't matter how much you show it off in trailers or whatever, because it's not. The problem itself is not what people are expecting. It's what the game actually is in and of itself. And I know I probably will get a bunch of comments that are toxic as shit, trying to be all cool and shit, trying to defend their bully simulator. Because yes, that's how I explain this fucking game's PvP, especially in its current state. It's a bully simulator against newer players. And as much as you love PvP games, a bully simulator, really? Fucking enjoyable. Kraken, Karen the Kraken, can you fuck off? You're gonna... Okay. That's somebody that's different, no? I might end up fucking sinking here, because I haven't fought a Kraken on my own in so long. You stop sucking? Yes. Fuck was that? That low grumble I have never heard before. What the shit? I've fought the Kraken several times, by the way, and I've never heard that before. Okay, I had not heard that fucking growl before. What the fuck? Let me repair the hole, goddammit. The holes back here kinda should change, because they're so hard to get. No holes on here though, so that's good. Wait, what the fuck? Okay then. Getting this loot is kind of pointless as well, I'm not gonna lie. But fuck it, I'm just fucking around anyway for the most part. I wish they would drop everything in one single spot though, not gonna lie. But yeah. The way PvE or PvP is currently integrated into the PvP or PvE is just not entertaining. Especially for the group of people who are newer at the game and not as well, skilled or whatever as the rest of the players. Ignoring these players are what's going to lead to this game's downfall. After quite a bit. Okay, thanks game. I don't want this. It will probably take a bit for the game to actually start losing player bases and shit. But I need to drop my food. But the issue isn't the fact that the game's PvP is bad, it's the fact that they're not supporting newer players with the ability to learn. And throwing yourself at other ships is not a good way to learn. It just ain't. If you don't realize that, I am gonna be honest, you shouldn't talk about this issue. You should not argue against it. You should let it pass and see how the mode actually fares in the game. People say that, oh, if a PvE mode gets added to this game, no matter how it's balanced with itself, if it's added, it's going to be badly, period. And just saying that ain't gonna help the issue. When you argue against the game itself getting a massively grade A quality of life edition, you're kind of talking against your game because you clearly don't want it to succeed. Like, there is a certain balance that needs to be upheld when it comes to PvP in any PvP game. The only reason why games like Escape from Tarkov and shit like that don't really need skill-based matchmaking is because they aren't going for a traditional PvP. Most of the time, you can stay away from other players quite easily. Or you can sneak up on players and catch them off guard. And sure, you can do that here as well. But the only thing is, fighting back is the difference. How do someone who's new at the game fight back in this game? It's like introducing mech PvP, right? Then giving them a bare bones explanation on how to drive pilot and shit in the mech, and then have somebody who has piloted the mech since they were fucking 12 years old, and they're now like 40 years old or some shit, and they're like a pro at controlling the fucking thing. Having those two people going up against each other, it's not gonna be a fair fight. Because of the fact that you have to control cannons, you have to control sails, anchor, wheel, and keep out for borders. All that shit, especially for a solo slooper, which most of the time is gonna be a new player. Because let's say right now, I have got a couple friends we can play this with. We're not grade A kind of players, but we're decent. But none of us enjoys the PvP of this game. None of us. Sure, being a bully every now and then in the servers are fun. But they are not fun if you don't have the chance to fight the other person. If you don't have a fair fight, it's not fun. And due to the way that the skill-based matchmaking shit in this game functions, there will never be any kind of fair fight most of the time. I'm not gonna lie, looking out for other players on the horizon thing is fucking annoying because you never see them usually unless you're trained eye for this shit. Not gonna lie, people who've got other shit to do with their time as well ain't gonna have that time. If you try to even have a reasonable argument on Twitter about this kind of shit, and I'm only taking it to Twitter, I'm not taking it to fucking Reddit. Jesus Christ, that place is probably fucking worse. Who knows, maybe I'll get banned for the subreddit for even offering the idea of anything that can be PvP only. Or PvE only. That's how bad this shit can be. One of my favorite sayings when it comes to this game's community is that it can rival the toxicity of League of Legends. And that's fucking bad, considering League of Legends is pretty much the definition of toxic. Or toxicity. It's that bad. Unless we're just offering anything that can help new players and returning players, and just generally all players can be helped by this. Let's say a returning player, right, comes back after 3 years of not playing because of the fact that they didn't enjoy the last time they had an encounter with the game, because of the fact that maybe they had an unfair PvP fight, or a toxic PvP fight, or anything else, and they had no choice but to just take it. There's no fun in that. And I've read so many comments talking about how much of a shit encounter they've had playing this game's PvP. And for anybody who says the game's all about player interaction, yeah, the shoot on sight player interaction, yeah. Because 9 times out of 10, that's the player you're gonna meet. Because if you don't shoot on sight, you're most likely getting caught with your fucking pants down. So the fuck is the point of even bothering to try to talk to people? Why not just open fire immediately? Well, let's say I go over to this Ashen Winds event right now, and there's somebody there doing it. I can offer my help because I need Ashen Winds completions or something for just an achievement. I don't want the loot. I won't even be able to access that dialogue with them because they'll instantly try to fight. I just don't find that shit entertaining. I didn't get on here to fight people. Especially not when I don't even know how to, and have no practice doing so. It's just not entertaining. And I'm gonna start this because I want to show you guys how fucking shit this rep gain is. So for reference, this is my current rep. Keep this in mind. Level 11, nearly done, pretty much. About 3/4 done. Keep that in mind. Keep this in mind. Now, I'm going to lose on purpose, because that's what I'm going to show off, the rep gain when you lose. So I'm pretty much just going to throw down the anchor and then just sit there. Because I'm doing this for educational purposes, pretty much. I'm not doing this because I don't want to ruin the game for others or whatever. I'm doing this because I want to show off how bad the rep gain is. Waiting to find a match. How long did they say it was going to take to find a match? I can't read that now. Watch me like get up from the fucking ocean and then just fucking immediately find somebody who's just fucking gonna skull this shit. Hey, watch me find that kind of player. You gonna fucking find a match or what? Can I adjust these? I can. Finds a match instantly as soon as I interact with it. Oh wow, that's somebody. I thought that was our adventure sales there for a second. And yes, they're guaranteed gonna be confused. Fucking open fire or what? Thank you. And no, they don't hear me. He guaranteed looks confused. He's nice about it at least. Now I'm just waiting. God, this couldn't be any fucking slower, by the way. Especially since I'm just waiting for it to fucking sink. Please fire some more holes into me. Wait a minute, is there a hole on this side? How is there a hole on this side? I got shot from here. Where? What the fuck? Because I got shot from over here. Why is there a hole on this side of the hole? That makes no fucking sense, man. Don't hit me, please. There's gonna be a fucking legion. Okay. Boat, can you sink faster, please? Thank you. If this dude actually went on to try to kill me as well at the end, I would have just been mad. Because that would have just been annoying. Alright, once I load in onto that other server that I'm going to be joining, due to the fact that I got sunk, we'll see how much rep I got from that. If I'm even going to fucking level up. I actually doubt I'm going to level up because, if I remember correctly, the last time I did it, I was on level 10, and I didn't even earn a quarter. So, not gonna lie, this new PvP mode only hurt PvE players. Alright, I have loaded in Exit of Tavern, Pirate Log, Reputation, and I did go up one level. Though this is not even remotely close to how much I earned last time while doing this, but okay. But anyway, like still, because last time I was here, and I'm pretty sure I landed here on level 10. So, explain. That's all I have to say. But even if I earned one level from one loss, when I was already that close, that still kind of doesn't excuse. Well, I had some loot on me that time, so maybe that's why I earned more, I don't know. But that does not excuse the fact that I'd have to do that shit like 1,000 times for level 100, I think, was the math that somebody came up with. I'm not doing the math, fuck that. I'm already shit at math as it is, so somebody made the took the math and said that it was going to be like 1,000 losses or something like that. You'd have to go through to get to level 100, and that's just to unlock the hideouts themselves. Like if I go down here, as this is the only one I can even fucking access. And see one of the hideouts anyway. Though this one is the most pointless one of them all. I'm pretty sure, because I don't think it has the... Fuck? I don't think it has the... has any, like, merchants or anything, because it's a Pirate Legend hideout. You can pretty much not go in there and get the same shit. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong, as I have seen very little in relation to the Pirate Legend one. But I know you can get the new curse there, which is just Ghost, which is pretty much just a color palette change swap on your character, which is not worth 1,000 losses in a PvP setting. It's not worth it. But yeah, the area is behind here. See any merchants. I don't know what that is though. It doesn't look like there's much special behind there. That would be all that you unlock, except for the fact that Ghost Curse and like some other things that you can get. Which sure, that's fine. But due to the slow leveling and just genuinely forced into a slow battle, usually it's just not fun. It's not entertaining to level up. Unlike, funny enough, I find these three more fun to level up than these two final ones here. I would rather go to Hunter's Call than any of these two. And this is literally just fishing. It's the most boring one out of them all. Well, except for these two. Well, these two aren't exactly boring per se. They're more annoying and frustrating and just genuinely just ruining your time. Or wasting your time. So, I would much rather have a PvE mode edition along with the ability to play against your friends on the same server, which is effectively what that mode would be, along with the fact that you can, if you wanted to, go for gold grinding or whatever the fuck you want to do. And the fact that you can do that shit doesn't ruin everybody else's experience. The game is still exactly the same. People who are playing the game right now on a daily, regular basis and having fun and enjoy the threat of being attacked, your session will not change. You will have the exact same kind of issue. The exact same kind of time that you've always had. Everybody who agrees with you will stay. Everybody who don't agree with you will jump over to that mode for a bit. And who knows, maybe they eventually back out of that mode and go into the normal mode again. Who knows, like, this shit is what you need to think about. It just infuriates me how little people actually listen to your arguments or statements or anything. They just boil what you're saying down to, oh, people can abuse PvE with no threat at all. That means that I can't sink them despite them not wanting to fight me in the first place. Which effectively just means that you can't bully people who don't want to fight you. And adding a passive mode like what GTA has isn't going to solve the problem either. Because that's going to cause people to be able to steal from you and shit. It's just genuinely still just going to be a more infuriating time than what's currently there. And along with the fact that you can't stop them from using guns, because of the fact that PvE still exists. Which kind of just means, if you do that, you'll just create a boat driving simulator. A boat sailing simulator. That's not fun either. The fun in this game comes from unlocking shit, buying shit, obtaining gold and shit. And let's say those servers don't allow you to get gold, but you still need to buy resources from this person and maybe this person using captain ship. Cool, now you just wasted gold and don't get anything in return. That's a bad. And there are so many issues that can come from it. What I'm simply asking is the ability to host a server for yourself and your friends. That's it. No additional changes. And to be honest, the PvP mode needs changes as well, but they're pretty much mostly separate from this PvE server thing anyway that I want to add it. They're two separate quality of life additions. And for anybody who says oh, if you add a PvE server, everything added up until now needs to change too. No. No, that's not correct. At all. I don't know where the fuck you got that from. But please, shut the fuck up. Because it makes no sense. At all. That's like saying, oh, when new World of Warcraft DLC popped up, cool, now they need to change every single other DLC that they've launched in the past. They don't. And they won't. Sure, if they do a rollback in that level so that you don't get to level like 1,000 or some shit like that, and the max still keeps like to be like 60, 50, 70, 100, something like that, they will change the level caps on enemies in previous raids, storylines, so on. But that's it. They're not going and reworking everything else like people are begging Rare to do if they're gonna add a PvE server. It's fucking stupid. I'm really confused as to where people get this shit from. But can you please fucking stop? You're literally just embarrassing yourself. Like anytime somebody brings up one of those shitty excuses, I'm literally sitting here like, and that's one way of telling me you're stupid? And like, I don't want to talk shit to people, but I'm just spilling truth here, right now. Like, if you're gonna go ahead and get offended, then sure, just leave. Like, I don't care. I'm just spilling truth here. Yeah, thanks for listening to my fucking rant. No idea who's been listening to me going on about a rant, but this game needs changes, man. Currently, there's so much issues plaguing it. Now I'm gonna relax before going to bed. See, slow camera. On Rare, please buff the fucking field of view. Like, seriously. What's the max currently in this game? 90. 90 is a base for many fucking games. Up that shit to 120 max. Christ. Like, literally. I was, doing some research on cheats and shit, and I saw that one of them had the ability to change your FOV, and I'm just, like, kinda tempted to use the cheats just to change my fucking FOV. Cause not gonna lie, some of the graphical settings in this game is horrendous. I'm running the shit and I'm currently maxed out as much as I can without like motion blur and that kind of shit. And sure, it looks beautiful, right? But it's got some massive ass flaws. Shit like my FOV being limited and quite a bit of different shit as well. Like, I would love a bit more HUD. What I also saw that achievement you had, it was a thing for, like, checking the status of your ship, like how many holes you got, and shit like that. Like, the water level. Shit like that would be beautiful. Just as a quality of life edition that you can toggle on or off. Which would obviously start base as off, but you don't need it either because you can also listen out for the ship and all this shit as well, like normal. But it's just nice for when you have that one hole that you can't tell where is, or if you have one in the first place and you just go down and keep checking for water and there's just always water for some reason, and then you realize there's a hole like over here somewhere in the corner. Like half an hour later after bucketing out 400 times. Now sure, this shit could be visually spotted quite easily if you want to be looking for it, but in the heat of a battle or just after a battle or something like that, you're not going to be looking detailed inspections at every plank in the fucking ship. You're going to be quickly going over it, and if you don't spot it fast enough, you're going to just skip over it. And yeah. So I do want to thank the other guy who's been watching the stream. Don't know who you are, but shout out to you. The only thing is I'm just sick of this game and its community at this point. I'm more sick of the PvP angle to the game than the PvP. I'm more sick of the fucking PvP side of the game than the PvE. There we go. God damn, I can't speak. It's probably because I've been speaking for how long now? Let me check. Oh god, I've been speaking for an hour pretty much straight. Jesus fucking H Christ. My throat. No wonder my throat is fucking hurting like hell. Well, I better fucking stop then. See y'all at a later date. If you enjoyed the stream or video, depends on whenever you see it, please subscribe, share if you want, and I'll see you in the next stream, I guess. Bye bye.